of the 2026 Junior League Softball World Series continues from wonderful and scenic Kirkland, Washington. And here today, we've got the Southwest meeting the East. The Southwest Region champions from Shiner, Texas versus the East Region champions from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Field number 2, Everest Park, Kirkland, Washington. Away we go as pool play continues. This is a Pool B matchup, right side of your screen. California run-ruled Texas 13-1 in 5 innings earlier today. So the West Region champions already 3-0. They've already locked up the top seed coming out of Pool B. Top 4 teams head into elimination play, which begins on Thursday. Welcome inside Field 2, everyone. Troy Clarity, the coach, Kirk Walker, and you. Thank you for being here with us. Kirk, both of these teams, Texas and Pennsylvania, suffered tough, close losses yesterday. They're both looking to get back in the win column right here and now.
Absolutely. They want to get back here and get a W. Obviously, Texas in its tough situation. They haven't won yet, so they're a little bit in a must-win situation. But both teams want to come out and be resilient, come off yesterday's losses, and get put back in the win column.
And they've certainly shown why they have respectively earned their trips and their tickets here to Kirkland, Washington, but both these squads looking to put it all together here for this one. In the circle for West Suburban Little League out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, is Olivia O'Rourke, whom we saw throw against Canada in their 7-1 win over the young ladies from Quebec.
Absolutely. Does a great job, and she'll be coming in here with some experience and feeling like she's gotten her feet under her here, and I think she's going to work both sides of the plate and a little bit of off speed.
There's the Texas batting order 1 through 11. Texas versus Pennsylvania. Away we go. Enjoy the game, everybody. Now the Trojack starting things off. Shiner Little League out of Shiner, Texas. Taking a look at the West Suburban Little League defense. Swing and a miss. That pitch had movement coming in on Trojack. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trojack 1 for 3 against the Philippines on Sunday. That was a 7-1 loss for Texas. Off-speeder bounces. And then yesterday, Texas versus Canada. Texas was up 6-2 after 2 and up 9-7 after 4. But still lost 11-10. Fouled back 2-2.
Trojack staying alive here, and 2 strikes on her. She's going to certainly look to try and see if she can protect on that off-speed pitch.
Two from O'Rourke. Popped up, could be playable. Backing up Kylie Ferguson at first in fair territory. Drops it.
Tough play there for her at first base. Almost recovered and made a basket catch there, but unfortunately dropped. Dealing with the sun a little bit.
Just dribbled out of the glove.
I think they're also questioning here that Trojack was on the orange base standing, and Ferguson tried to tag her while she was on the orange base. So I think having a little discussion with the umpires of whether that's the case or not.
Rick Roberts on board with a couple of the umpires, including Scott Maslerov, who's at third base umpire for this game. And he's the crew chief for this one. Let's show you potentially what we have. Call will stand, and we'll resume play here, but
as she comes back to the base, she's supposed to be on the white base when she's standing, and she is standing on the orange. I guess he's seeing that her toe is on the white part of the base, and okay.
Swing and miss by Amara Cuevas for strike 1. Go back to action. Tails inside for ball 1. Pleasant afternoon, hazy afternoon here in the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Likely break 80 by the time we finish out our business here for today. We do have wildfire smoke. Some major wildfires happening in eastern Washington, the opposite side of the state. That's kind of affecting visibilities here and air quality to some extent, although it feels fine right now. In front of it, swing and a miss, throw to first.
Double play.
Got her there.
Yeah. Heads up play there by the catcher. There is no drop third strike, obviously, with the runner occupying first base. So batter was out. Runner left off the base, did not return in time, and heads up play, obviously by Roberts, to gun down to first base. Double play.
Roberts on the spot. Trojack in no man's land. Brings up Easton Polar. Polar drove in a run yesterday in a 1-for-3 performance against Canada.
Says her special talent is doing her own nails. Obviously can't see underneath her batting gloves, but we'll have to keep our eyes out and see if she's got her nails done today.
Yeah. Yeah, easier to see hair, right?
Yeah.
Nails are a little bit more difficult to discern. Olivia O'Rourke in the circle, dealing the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that retires the side in the top half of the first. Texas 0, Pennsylvania coming to bat, just underway in this one in Kirkland. We head to the bottom of the first. Texas versus Pennsylvania. Southwest versus East. Look in the circle for Texas. Easton Polar getting the look to start here for Shiner Little League.
Easton hitting in the third spot on her team and having to jump back, turn around right back onto the mound.
Meanwhile, the batting order for Pennsylvania, they go 1 through 12, and they scored 7 runs against Canada, but only scattered 5 hits yesterday against California. Looking for more of how things appeared on Sunday as opposed to yesterday.
Yeah, we've certainly seen this team swing the bat and get some hits, so we'll see what they bring out today. I think they would love to get this game started here with Nash on base.
Cam Mash had 1 of those 5 base hits yesterday. Swings through the first pitch here for strike 1.
Great swing. Right on time, just a little underneath that ball. Love to see the athletes coming out aggressively swinging the bat.
Foul back, 0-2.
Polar's bringing what you would call high heat, and obviously Mash looking to be on time here.
It's down low for ball 1. Polar threw 5 innings yesterday against Canada. Allowed 7 runs, only 3 of them were earned.
Does a nice job changing speeds there, obviously, after coming up high and hard.
Going inside 2-2.
A ideally as a pitcher, obviously get ahead early in that count and then be able to try and avoid throwing anything remotely near the strike zone, or at least down the middle of the plate.
Early on that one sends it twisting towards the Texas dugout. These at 2-2.
Cameron might have the best last name in the business for being a hitter, Mash. We talked about a great walk-up. She'd be Monster Mash as she's walking to the plate.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Mashes that one, but well fouled. Pathway and heading down, rolling towards the playground. Count stays at 2-2. The bank gets deeper, and Nash fouls that one off as well.
Quality at bat here, obviously fouling off a lot of pitches, swinging early, taking some pitches, and then fouling a few off here. So she's going to keep fighting to win this at bat.
Count full.
She works it back to a full count. It's pretty impressive. Obviously, I started out 0-2. An athlete here, her dream job, a professional beach goer.
Yeah. Full count. And that's ball 4. A 9-pitch at bat results in Mash taking first base.
Really impressive at bat there. I think that's what you want in a leadoff hitter, somebody that can see a lot of pitches and hopefully unveil to your rest of your team what you might see in the rest of the game.
Brings up Bryn Roberts. First pitch doesn't miss by much. That's ball 1.
Good discipline there.
Bryn's cousin Aubrey was on last year's West Suburban Little League team. That was in the Little League Softball World Series and won it in Greenville, North Carolina last year. This year's version well underway out in Greenville. It was a fun event.
A lot of great games happening across the country here for Little League.
That time of year. 9 outside, 2-1.
Roberts doing a good job here of making Polar throw strikes. Corners are still back, haven't shown bunt at all.
3 balls and 1 strike.
Bryn here obviously working to a hitter's count. Great opportunity here, potentially even to have hit and run. Wonder if he'll have the runner going.
Was going, but this ball is in the air, a long way to go, and it falls beyond Trojak's reach. Mash hustles in and gets the second.
It's a good call there by the coach on a hit and run. The 3-1 count with good speed at first base. Didn't play out the way he thought, obviously, with the pop-up, but obviously Mash does a good job of recovering after trying to get back because of the pop-up. Then it's got a long way to go to get back to be safe at second. Does a great job of getting there hard.
They don't always go how you might want to draw them up, as long as it all works out. Olivia O'Rourke fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. O'Rourke in the circle for the start of this one for Pennsylvania. At the plate, she went 2 for 3 against Canada. She's off to a scorching start here, as this will drive in at least 1 run. Pennsylvania takes a 1-0 lead. O'Rourke with the RBI double.
O'Rourke smokes that ball to left center, helping herself out. Definitely put herself in a stand-up double position, bringing in an RBI. Pennsylvania still in business here with no outs.
Single, walk, double. That's how it's gone so far. Addie Hines, in the 4th spot, looking to keep it going. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. Hines drove in 2 against Canada on Sunday. 7-1 win for Pennsylvania. Roberts, the manager, says Hines' bat brings a lot of thunder.
That it does. No clouds in the sky, just a little bit of a hazy smoke, but she's going to try and bring the thunder here.
Swings through that one, 2-1. Pennsylvania blew through its region, outscored their opponents 63-4 over 4 games. That's a fair ball. That scores 1. That scores 2. Addie Hines has driven in 4 runs so far for her this week, and it's 3-0.
Hines does a great job turning on this pitch, driving it deep. Easily scores 2 runners. The runner at second and third both scoring easily, and her in a stand-up double. So it's back-to-back stand-up doubles. It's an impressive offensive push here, and we're only 4 batters in.
The 5th batter can certainly do some big things. Here's Reagan Bills.
Reagan Bills an exceptional athlete, multi-sport athlete, and definitely can do a lot of damage at the plate.
Yep.
Can pitch it a little bit, play shortstop. She's a Jackie of all trades.
Plays shortstop on this squad. Pitched last year in Greenville. Throw a bit high. Bain hangs on, applies the tag. Hines does move over to third. 2 away.
Bohm does a good job there at first base, staying with that play, and throw pulls her off the base, but handles it, puts a tag on. Record the first out of the inning.
Bain bailing out the throw there a bit. Strike 1 called on Cam Westover. Cam says that she would create her own softball organization if she wanted. Go 1. Good pitch from Poland. 0-2. Hines, the runner at third. That was fouled back. Good thing the bandshell style backstop was right there. Otherwise, we'd be scrambling from our broadcast location.
Up in the treehouse, up here, behind, just above home plate.
Go 2. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
Great job by Polar, changing speeds there a little bit, kind of giving her a different look. Big second out. Trying to keep this first inning down to 3 runs. Keep her team close.
That brings up Kylie Sweeney. Opposite field, fouled off towards the batting cages. Did he make that barehanded grab? He sure did. Nice job. I think that's one of the staff members here. Well done.
Up.
No doubt.
Probably played a little league in his day.
The 0-1. Bounces. Merrill locates it. Hines stays at third. Kylie Sweeney, big fan of Andrew McCutcheon. Also likes the Pittsburgh Pirates. McCutcheon did some good work there. Who's wearing their uniform? 1-2. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, about 60 miles east of Pittsburgh. So, they say beat 'em Bucks. I'm sure back that way. Count stays at 1-2. I lived in Pittsburgh for 4 years, and it was right during that time when the Pirates were making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And people asked me what it was like around town at that time, and I was telling them, it's like in Major League, right? when the Indians start winning and the town is all pumped up and random people are high-fiving each other on the streets. Hard shot to short. The throw to first just in time.
Well done. Stays with that ball. Makes a good play.
So the defense ends the inning, but Pennsylvania begins it by letting their 4 batters reach. 3 of them come across to score. So Pennsylvania has a 3-0 lead at the end of 1. Just underway here at Kirkland, Washington, as the Pennsylvania Bats already in motion, taking a 3-0 lead to the second. opportunity to shout out our umpires who work these games, work this event, have a lot of fun doing so. They're all here on a volunteer basis. You're looking at the folks who are calling balls and strikes and making the calls on the base paths as well. Christopher Wirt behind the dish. Scott Maslerock, who is the crew chief for this game. Always appreciate. I got a chance to hang out. I was doing the Little League Regionals in San Bernardino last year. Got a chance to hang out with the umpires down there for a bit. Fun crew to hang out with.
The Southwest, number 8.
Well, they're here having a great time, and this is their version of playing the game for fun.
Avery Coleman looks at the first pitch, tail outside from Olivia O'Rourke for ball 1. I'll just give you a lot of good stories, too. 1-0.
They hear a lot of things happening on the field between teammates and between opposing teams on the bases. Certainly the home umpire has a candid shot.
To center field, falls in front of Bob. So Avery Coleman reaches.
Well hit ball up the middle. Bob come charging hard. Has the potential to leave her feet, but probably a good idea to just keep it in front of her. Not turn that into a bigger hit by making a diving attempt.
Big swing and a miss by Charlotte Harrell to begin her plate appearance.
Harrell does a great job behind the plate, catching Polar. Would love to help her team out here and kind of start to chip away at that 3 runs.
Holding it first. Work. Tries inside.
It's a good eye.
2-1.
Pretty good pitcher's pitch right there. Does a good job of staying off that. Ball running down in the river. Space between the batter's box and home plate.
Harrell wins this one. Everybody's safe.
Drives this ball in the 5-6 hole. Takes advantage of an extra large 5-6 hole as the shortstop's cheating up the middle to cover second base. I don't think it would have mattered if she'd been in normal position or not. It was drilled in that 5-6 hole.
Yeah, that was smashed. In the left. Back-to-back singles to begin the top of the second. Anderson Olchak. Try to keep it going. Swing and a miss here, strike 1. Olchak with hits in both of Texas's games this week. Wouldn't mind making it a 3-game hit streak here in Kirkland. Down in the count here, 0-2.
Took a couple aggressive swings there. Obviously down 3 runs, or didn't look to move the runner here. So as a hitter here, great opportunity for her to track the ball deep and go opposite field. If she can't work on top of the count with the head of count. If you get behind, obviously as a hitter, with runners on, you want to try and have a productive at bat. Dance the runners, hit behind the runners.
Fouled off.
It also gives you a great opportunity when you have 2 strikes in the situation to protect for that off-speed pitch. So you're going to track the ball deeper anyways. So this is a great opportunity as a hitter to take advantage because there's runners on to have a really good 2-strike approach.
Tried the off-speed, went about 38 feet, 2-2. Inside. That was close, 3-2.
Really nice pitch, just missing on that inside part of the plate. Works it back to full count.
Payoff pitch. Making the catch with the back to home plate, spinning and getting the double play.
Tough situation for Texas there. Obviously, great catch made there at third base. Runner at second really caught in no man's land. If that ball drops, she's assuming the ball might drop. And when it doesn't, she's kind of stuck in no man's land. Not not much you can do, and that's one of the downfalls of, or one of the advantages of potentially using a bunt in that situation is to avoid a double play situation.
Yeah, had Avery Coleman on skates there between second and third.
And that's a tough situation to be in. Obviously, she took off a little too soon, but she would have been vulnerable, have been doubled off even if she was waiting to see.
Kendall Bain down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Kendall says if she won the lottery, she'd put the money in the bank, but also admits that she'd buy a chocolate fountain. you owe it to yourself, right? Time called, I believe, by Melissa Coleman, the Texas manager, and I think we're going to have a courtesy runner. We are.
Southwest, number 8, Avery Coleman.
With 2 outs, you can use a courtesy runner for the pitcher or catcher. Help with the transition between innings.
Harold, the catcher, coming off at first. She's got some gear to put on. So
it's a great idea to keep the game moving, obviously, and pitchers and catchers are being tasked with a little bit more workload.
Stays at 0-2. Texas trying to scratch a run across. At least 1 run across. Pennsylvania put up 3 in the bottom of the first. Won't happen here.
Great pitch.
Had Bain completely crossed up. Second, check that 3rd strikeout of the day for Olivia O'Rourke. Pennsylvania will take a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second as O'Rourke freezes Bain. The 8, 9, 10 batters due up for Pennsylvania, which has a 3-0 lead heading to the bottom of the second. Little League is the most trusted youth sports organization in the world, keeping baseball and softball accessible for all kids. But its real power comes from you. Help us rally for Little League by texting RALLY to 345-345 today. Standard messaging rates apply. Texas with a chance to perhaps get on the board in the top half of the second, but a double play thwarts that cause. Pennsylvania still has a 3-0 lead.
Pennsylvania actually turning 2 double plays, for 1 in the first inning, 1 in the second inning. I think Texas had a little bit of, I would say, base running miscues that led to 2 double plays, and could definitely have changed the complexity of the game if base running was a little bit cleaner.
Bottom second begins with Abigail Clark at the plate. Swing and miss, strike 1. So Rick Roberts, the manager of this team, proud of the run that his squad has been on to get to the World Series, but says, hey, we aren't done yet. Abigail Clark will try to do her part here, try to keep it going. In the air to Bain. Barely had to move. One go.
Bain does a nice job. I think the sun was not a factor for that one, which was kind of nice.
Now batting number 9.
Yeah, it's not a full sun at all. Sky's quite hazy, a little wildfire smoke. I can somewhat smell it, pick it up myself here a little bit.
Definitely feels like we're at a campground or something.
Reese Pinizzato, the batter. Pinizzato 1 for 4 so far this week. It's a good pitch. Scenic field too at Everest Park.
2 strikes.
The 0-2. To right field. And over Price's head. Pinizzato with the triple.
Well hit ball there, a little misjudged by the right fielder, but well hit ball, and with her speed, gets herself all the way into third.
Now batting number 3.
Turns on the ball pretty well, and good piece of hitting. I think right fielder didn't judge how hard that ball was hit.
I believe those Reese Lions out there actually in right. Jersey Bob batter. Bob 2 for 2 against Canada, 0 for 2 yesterday against California. Well, what a tough way to go yesterday in Pennsylvania. Really, just one mistake made. That was a 2-run home run. Kylie Kenyon was taking a bit of a star turn for California. That 2-run home run came in the first, and that was it. That was all the scoring.
Kind of surprising there wasn't more action later, but that home run, obviously the biggest impact of that game, and Pennsylvania was not able to come back and put any runs on the board. Bringing some offense today.
3-1. Harrell working hard behind the plate.
I think oftentimes when you lose a game like that, you come back a little bit more fired up offensively, and we've seen that already here in the first 2 innings. Pennsylvania wanting to keep scoring every inning.
Count full now. Pinizzato at third.
3 balls, 2 strikes, play.
To the outfield. Can't get there. Pinizzato scores.
Again, well hit ball, deep enough definitely to score the run, but a little communication error between the two outfielders, left and center field, both in a position to potentially make that catch, and no one taking charge.
There's a lot of room in between the two to begin with as well. That didn't help matters much.
Post will take it as a stand-up double, and happily have the RBI.
First pitch to Kylie Ferguson. Take it inside for ball 1. Kylie says she's looking forward to becoming a better and stronger version of herself at this turn. Great way of looking at it.
It's a great goal for all of us.
Goes to 1-1.
Favorite athlete is Nyjah Kennedy. Favorite sports team, Penn State. Not surprising.
Penn State down the road from Johnstown a ways. 1-1. Then again, you could argue that Penn State's campus is a ways from everything.
Yeah.
A little tough to get to.
Yeah, absolutely. Her special talent, not something mom's probably proud of, is she can burp really loud.
Trying to make a little bit of noise here, and ends up on base. Bob comes around to score.
Pennsylvania again taking advantage of the defensive miscues. It's a tough play there in the hole, and long throw. Ideally, your first baseman probably coming off the base to keep her from getting past her, but it's a tough play. Shortstop or second, third baseman does a great job getting to it, but no chance with that long throw.
Yep. That's a long throw to make. Melissa Coleman up and out of the dugout. Manager for Shiner Little League. 39-year-old teacher. Squad some teaching points here. Making a move in the circle.
You know, Pullers has definitely had a few balls hit hard, but she's also had some balls put in play that could have resulted in outs and didn't. And I think that makes it tough. I think making a change here, sometimes it's good, sometimes you need a different look. Have a pitcher that steps in with a little bit clearer head and maybe a little bit less anxiety for what's been happening.
So that means that Avery Coleman is back in the circle. She has normally been the main pitcher for this team. Coleman, through the final 2 innings yesterday against Canada, got charged with 4 runs, all of them earned. She also threw the entirety, went the distance against the Philippines in that 7-1 to 7-1 loss. Price is back in the game in right field, and Don Bishop is also back in at left. They changed the corner outfielders for a moment. But now it is back to, the outfield is back to where it was at the start of the game. 5-0 our score, bottom of the 2nd inning. Texas trying for its first win in pool play. Pennsylvania, look, everyone's now playing for second, honestly, in pool B. California's already wrapped it up. No matter what it does against Texas tomorrow, it will be the #1 seed out of pool B. So it really comes down to Pennsylvania and the Philippines, the Asia Pacific region champions. Those are the only 2 other teams that could possibly contend and maybe even fight for second in the pool.
Yeah, Texas in a tough situation, already sitting on 2 losses here, and unless they can change their luck this game, put them out of contention potentially to be a team that could finish second.
Ireland Scott swings and misses at the first pitch. 4 balls, 1 strike. Scott fouls it back. Scott's favorite softball player, Rachel Garcia. Her 10U coach told her to watch a college softball game, so she searched for a game on her iPad, and an old UCLA game popped up, so she probably saw you there. She was in absolute awe of Rachel Garcia.
Well, and her other favorite athlete is Jordy Fromm. So 2 great role models.
Scott strikes out. Meanwhile, I get it. I saw Rachel Garcia pitch on TV and in person myself, and I was in awe as well. Pretty awesome pitch here by Coleman to begin her term in the circle.
Coleman doing a great job of going right at, getting that first out. I think gives the defense a boost of excitement and kind of hope to get out of this inning here now with 2 outs.
Brings us back to the top of the order. Cam Mash walked and scored in the first. Runner at second. It's Kylie Ferguson dancing around towards the top of your screen. Two balls, no strikes. Now 3 in it.
3 balls, no strikes.
Sometimes in this situation, obviously 3-0, you want to be careful as a pitcher of throwing anything too good because you've got a runner at second base.
Strike 1 called.
First base is still open, so you want to still keep throwing quality pitches here. Obviously strikes, but quality pitches, but can't settle for just trying to throw something down the middle here and potentially give up a run.
Loses her. So Mash walks for the 2nd time today.
Nash has shown great focus and discipline at the plate, not chasing a lot of pitches out of the zone.
Brent Roberts with a single in the first. Back at the plate in the second.
Great job of Coleman going right at the strike zone early. Not wanting to get behind on another batter here this inning.
One ball, one strike to Brent Roberts.
Roberts, great athlete, multi-sport athlete, playing both volleyball and basketball as well.
Smoked foul. Count moves to 1-2.
Athlete that she would love to meet, Jordan Woolery. Great athlete from UCLA that I got to coach, and also now playing in AUSL.
Cam Westover warming up in the Pennsylvania pen. Meanwhile, the bats for Pennsylvania are not warming up. They don't need to. They're red hot. RBI single by Bryn Roberts. 6-0.
Bryn does a really nice job letting that ball travel in, not trying to pull that pitch, and driving it right back up the middle, opposite field. And fortunately for her, the second baseman wasn't in good position to be able to make a play and brings in an RBI.
Roberts, the catcher, after delivering the RBI single, heads to the dugout. Ireland Scott, courtesy runs for her.
Tough play here.
Yeah, trying to get their steps on the bag for one for the first. Not in time. But she only needed one.
Only needed the one. One's enough.
Well, Texas needs more than one. It needs at least 6 to try to tie up this game. Pennsylvania up big after 2 innings. One of the more gorgeous areas of the country, Pacific Northwest. We're not too far away from the shores of Lake Washington, city of Seattle, on the other side of where we are, Kirkland, Washington. Another beautiful day with slightly hazy skies here at the Junior League Softball World Series. 2 phases of competition here. One, pool play, which is where we are now. The top 4 teams in each pool, after 4 games of play, advance to the elimination bracket, which begins on Thursday. California has already clinched first place in Pool B. They will be the number 1 seed out of that pool no matter what happens the rest of the way. Everyone else is playing for second, if it can. Texas is trying to get in the win column here. Got some work to do here. Down 6-0, top third. Patricia Price is at the plate. Olivia O'Rourke still in the circle. Price, the plate. Takes strike 1. When you and I did Texas' game on Sunday, we talked a bit about Patricia's dad, Gilbert, who's the starting quarterback for Shiner High School's state championship team in 1986. Gilbert and I actually had a chance to hang out for a little bit before the game today. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Good to see him. Said his phone was blowing up. Swing and miss, strike 2.
Getting a little shout out here.
And look, always got to shout out for parents too, right?
Absolutely.
2 balls, 2 strikes. In foul territory. And grab. Kylie Ferguson's here. 1 gone.
Ferguson's good job staying focused there, obviously, as she's kind of heading towards the dugout, towards the fence. It can be an uncomfortable feeling while you're looking up, knowing that you're heading towards a fence or an object that wouldn't feel great to run into.
Where my sense of self-preservation takes over a bit. Reese Lyons is the batter. Reese 2 for 4 yesterday against Canada. Shiner, Texas is about 90 miles east of San Antonio. Population just over 2,000, according to the 2020 census. They call it the cleanest little city in Texas.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
She's an athlete that enjoys reading and doing makeup and aspirations being an oncology nurse.
Lyons goes down on strikes here.
O'Rourke doing a good job.
Now back to the Southwest, number 6. This is John Bishop.
4th strikeout of the day for O'Rourke. Takes us to the 10th batter. Texas has 11 batters in its order. Don Bishop. Let's take a crack at it. Bit of an off speed, but this is a touch high with Bishop.
You know, I love this continuous batting order policy that they have in Little League. It's years ago, you can think back to the challenges of having to make sure you had enough innings and innings played.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of managing that maybe didn't have to do anything with the game. And so this is a great opportunity. Everyone's getting their at-bats. Don't have to worry about managing those innings to the same extent.
Trying to manage 12, 13, sometimes even 14 players into a 9-batter lineup. You got to take into account, game situation and all those things. And it's literally mandatory play. If you're on the roster, you get a chance to play. And it reached the point where they had to impose some pretty stiff penalties on the managers.
Yeah.
If they missed a play, and sometimes it would be, unintentional.
Yeah, it certainly is. It was a lot to manage, and it also put a lot of athletes in bad situations where they had to go into certain situations, not because it was the right call or the right situation that they would excel in, but
or you weren't put in at all.
Yeah. So I do think it's great. I think obviously it is challenging when you want to have maybe your top of the order hit more often, but
Bishop off and running and out.
Great throw by our catcher Roberts. Again, base running for Texas, kind of running them out of an inning. It's, for the 3rd inning now, they've had base running mistakes that have cost them.
This time, it's due to this BB from Bryn Roberts. 6-0, bottom 3rd in the moment. It's been all Pennsylvania to this point in the game. 6-0 lead heading to the bottom of the third. Texas will try to not lay down, take a rest. First needs to find a way to get 3 outs here against the Pennsylvania batting order that has really seemed to have been locked in really from jump.
Really, from the top to the bottom, they've really been productive and had quality at bats from the top to the bottom.
Sights of field 2. That was Park, Kirkland, Washington. That young lady enjoying a treat and an iPad.
It's a little bit of a festival atmosphere here. The fans are enjoying the nice weather, although a little smoky.
Eddie Hines smoked a 2-run double in the first.
Yeah, we've seen some really well hit balls from Pennsylvania, Eddie being one of them.
Hot shot to third. Good snare at first. Dang, who hung on.
James had a lot of action over there at first base, and I think you can see her size and her length of her arms and her legs have come into play here, and she's certainly been working.
You almost had to kind of go gadget this one at first. The gadget arms.
But does a good job of recovering and getting the out. That's what you want in a first baseman, is somebody that can be creative but get the out.
Pitch inside to Reagan Bills, who grounded to short in the first. Avery Coleman still in the circle for Texas. Bills, the star of the show in Greenville last year, Little League Softball World Series. Threw every pitch. Pennsylvania down there. Did not give up an earned run. Also hit .545 and drove in 4.
He's a really talented athlete, obviously, and has primarily been playing shortstop here this week, but can do it all. And there she is, beating out the infield single.
Yeah, she'll reach base here. Gained a lot of Insta followers too, I'm told. Her performance in Greenville. Another look.
Chopper up the middle, and shortstop makes a great attempt at that, but there was, I think, no chance to even make a play. Even if she fields that cleanly, I think Bill's going to beat that out.
It's Eastern Polar. That's short. And that was veers foul off of Cam Westover's bat. So Bills now with her third base hit, as they scored that as single, an infield single. Her third base hit of the week. Cam Westover looking for her third base hit of the week. 1 for 3 on Sunday with an RBI, 1 for 2 yesterday.
Bills is definitely a threat on the base pass as well, an exceptional athlete. And she will take extra bases if given the opportunity.
Smack to the left, and it falls. Bills heading for third. Slides in safely.
Great base running there by Bills, taking an aggressive turn at second base. Ball starts to tail a little bit away from that left fielder. Makes it difficult when you're facing a hitter from the left side and hitting a ball to the opposite field. The ball's going to tail from you.
Be a tough adjustment to make out there. Kylie Sweeney sends this one to center field. That scores at least 1. It scores 2. And Sweeney's trying to take 2. Won't get there. But Pennsylvania does take an 8-0 lead.
Well hit ball, both runs will score. It's driven to that right center gap. The center fielder does a great job of cutting it off, but I think a little bit of a miscue there. Drives the ball obviously to the right center. Both runs score easily, but decides to take 2 a little bit too late.
Yep.
And Texas takes advantage of that and puts an out on the board. Much needed.
So 2 gone for Abigail Clark. Abigail says that she looks up to her mom, Stephanie, for playing a sport in college. She wants to do the same. down the line, foul. One ball, two strikes. Coleman, the second pitcher for Texas today after Easton Polar. An inning in the third to begin. To center field, coming in, and she makes the running grab for the third out. Pennsylvania just keeps right on scoring, however. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and now 2 more here in the third. 8-0 here in Kirkland. We have a new battery for the East Region champs from Pennsylvania, who have an 8-0 lead over the Southwest Region champs from Texas. Let's start in the circle with Cam Westover. He's getting the look after Olivia O'Rourke goes 3, throws 3 strong. She ends up with 4 strikeouts along the way for her. She'll be throwing to Addie Hines, who replaces Bryn Roberts behind the dish. Hines showing off her versatility. Really, Pennsylvania's been able to put together a lot of things in this game. Pitching, hitting, defense.
They've done a lot well right now. Obviously, they're putting themselves in a good position right now.
Westover starts Andy Kulinchak with a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Andy loves competing in track. She actually qualified for state in the long jump and in the 4x100.
It's impressive.
That is athleticism. 1-1. Well,
Favorite team is the Houston Astros, and Reese Atwood, one of her favorite athletes.
One ball, 2 strikes. Goes up, gets it, can't connect. Strike 3.
Pitch by Westover there. Out of the zone, gets Andy to chase the pitch. A nice pitch here out of the zone. High, hard pitch. Tough for Andy to stay off of.
Back to the top of the order we go. It's Allie Trojak. Reached on an error. Sends this one to center. Grabbed out there by Jersey Bob. 2 gone.
Jersey Bob doing a great job managing center field out there. Don't see much drop when she's out there.
Well, Texas has had a lot of little things go against it so far in this game. Began the second inning with back-to-back singles, but then Addison Olchak lined into a 5-4 double play. Then in the third inning with Texas trying to start a 2-out rally, Bishop gets caught stealing to end the inning.
Yeah, they also
Cuevas struck out in the
first inning too. The unique double play, obviously the ball that dropped and dropped third strike, doubled her off at first base. So they've had a few situations that have really hurt them offensively.
Floats, misses, 1-1. Like how Hines tried to frame it there a little bit. Try to catch the high part of the zone.
It's a little awkward, but catchers doing what catchers do, working for their pitchers.
Back to Westover. Nice job. First in time for the out.
Good job fielding her position.
3 up, 3 down. Texas goes down quietly in the fourth. Pennsylvania with an 8-0 lead over Texas as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Little League and ESPN are proud members of the Aspen Institute's Project Play 63 by 30. It's focused on getting 63% of kids playing sports by 2030. Learn more about what Little League is doing to get kids on the field and all about the ESPN Take Back Sports initiative by visiting littleLeague.org/projectplay. Those are the young ladies from Shiner Little League out of Texas. A lot of their fans here as well. West Suburban Little League, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, representing the East region. So far today, representing the East quite well.
Well, Texas need to do a good job here and hopefully keeping Pennsylvania off the board to avoid a run rule opportunity.
Reese Pinizzato begins things here. Reese with a triple in the second inning. Hard shot, smack back up the middle.
Great piece of hitting right there, driving the ball up the middle. Great way for Pennsylvania to start to try and put a few more on the board.
So now a single to go along with the triple for Reese. 10th batter in the order is Jersey Bob, who's at the plate now. Jersey very proud of the diving plays that she's made in center field this year.
Does a good job out there roaming that outfield, center field.
Bounces, 1 ball, 1 strike.
When I think of great outfielders that love the outfield and love their diving catches, I think of the great Olympian Laura Berg.
Yes.
Current head coach at Oregon State University, just down the road.
Takes a weird hop, and everybody is safe. Well, Cuevas appeared to have a beat on in the third, but then it just literally cleared her.
It was hopped right over her glove and goes for an infield single.
Talk about a hard luck hop there. Kylie Ferguson battle. Kylie's okay, staying on her feet. Let's go back to the previous play here and just see kind of the cruel hop that it took here on Cuevas.
Not hit hard, but took an interesting hop. I think she was right on time to make a play there until that ball elevated another 1.5 feet above her. Tough. Texas has had some tough situations come at them. Obviously here now with bases loaded, nobody out.
In some respects, this has kind of been a buzzard luck type game for Texas. Can't kill nothing, won't nothing die.
Pennsylvania just seems to be doing a lot of things well and getting a lot of good breaks. And I think they're also going to say they're making their own breaks happen,
Sure.
I think, too, as well.
Yep. Ireland Scott struck out in the second.
Just an opportunity here to quality at bat to bring in another run.
Scott also comes into the circle from time to time. He's been a contributor as a pitcher as well. Fouled off, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A little bit late in that situation. Obviously 2 strikes on her right now, and in this situation, bases loaded, as a hitter, you want to make sure that you're hopefully going to be able to have a quality at bat. So letting the ball track it deep, trying to drive it opposite field, drive something through, and
high, 2-2.
and keep working the count, obviously, because keep the pressure on in the circle. 2-2 count, still a good hitter's pitch right here.
It's headed to right field towards Price. Makes the grab. Pinizzotto headed home. She scores.
Really good piece of hitting there. Obviously, she does a great job letting that ball, tracking it deep and driving it to the opposite field deep enough to score a run. It's a really good piece of hitting right there. And those are the little things that in the scorebook it's going to show as a sac fly, but it's a big run for sure.
Back to the top of the order we go. Cam Nash has walked twice. Pennsylvania will play the Philippines tomorrow, the Asia Pacific Region champions. Philippines versus Canada later on today. The Philippines' first game since it played 2 on Sunday.
Texas infield playing a little bit deep, a little surprising. Obviously, that runner at third is important, but obviously they're feeling like they need to give themselves more of a chance to make more plays.
Meanwhile, ouch. Foul off. Just trying to hold it together. I think I see a smile down there and a pat on the back from teammate Bryn Roberts.
She's like, give me that back. Let me get back in there. A unique situation here and a little deflection.
Toe.
Doesn't feel good. Obviously hitting yourself in the foot, but no one to blame but yourself, I guess.
One way of looking at it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here behind us, it appears they've gotten underway on field 1 between the Central Region champs out of Michigan and the Europe Africa Region champs out of Czechia. Michigan, we're hearing, is already off to a fast start. Outside, 2-2. Simultaneous play.
Harold doing a good job
22.
behind the plate, keeping that runner from advancing to second base. She's on her toes and ready to make a good throw. Nash really swinging the bat well.
Almost a carbon copy of her first plate appearance back in the first inning. I believe that was a 9 or 10 pitch at bat.
It was, and she ended out, I think, with a walk, but worked the count. She's got a really explosive swing, great swing.
Harold finds it. Meanwhile, Ferguson finds second base.
So here Mash is again working to a full count, fouling off pitches and being disciplined. He's got a great chance here to drive the ball if it comes over the plate. Otherwise, she'll pass that bat to Roberts.
Throw home. Safe.
Great slide coming in. Harold does a good job of getting to that ball quickly and feeding a good throw, but the slide, really nice slide coming in.
So Mash walks yet again. Wild pitch brings in the run.
She gets a great jump there at third. Slides in quickly, and
Now batting for the East, number
Coleman not able to
5,
drop down and put a tag on before she crosses. Coleman was kind of in a tough position. She had her back to the runner.
Yep.
Ideally, you would be set up a little bit the other way. It's a difficult play.
So 10-0 now, bottom fourth. Meanwhile, over on field number 1, Michigan is out of the gate and fast. Looks like this is a home run by Michigan. It's 5-0. I believe they're still at the top of the first there between Michigan and Czechia.
Well, Michigan's doing what they've been doing and being aggressive.
And unfortunately, Chechia's been doing what it's been doing.
Yeah, Chechi's struggling a little bit, obviously, to get some pitching and shut down some offenses.
Strike one called on Bryn Roberts, who has 2 singles today. All the run scored and an RBI. Yeah, really tough stay in Kirkland so far for Czechia. I really feel for them. Dribbles all the way to the backstop. Ferguson holds up at third while Mash heads over to second.
Harold pouncing on that ball quickly. Runner makes a good decision, I think, to put on the brakes and stay home. With only one out here, no reason to run into an out there at home.
Fouled off. 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of if-then statements kind of go through your mind as you're standing at third and you see the ball bouncing behind the catcher a bit. As you're trying to figure out whether to try to take home or whether you're best served sticking around at third.
Yeah, I think situationally, obviously, the importance of that run is always there, but I think more importantly, as a runner, you want to be prepared before something happens so that you kind of know the situation, you know the backstop, and you know your own speed. At this point in time, they don't need to give away an out for a run.
Hit to second. Over to first. It's in time for the out. Another run scores. So this time it's Ferguson who makes it 11-0.
One of the hard things with obviously the infield playing as back as they are, middle infield, the only chance is to go to 1 there, and they'll take that out, but no chance to make a play at home starting out behind the base path that deep.
Olivia O'Rourke in the 3 spot. Smack sharply to short. For the first, not in time. Inning extended. And the score getting larger, 12-0.
Tough situation there. Obviously, she does a good job getting to that backhand. Unfortunately, it drops out of the glove and delays it just enough, even with her strong throw, for her to be safe at first base. Great hustle down the line.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you always want to ask your athletes, is coming out of the box is like, it may be a play that you think is going to be an out, it might be an automatic, but you want to hustle down that line as hard as you can, because you never know if there's a bobble or something that's going to open up a opportunity.
Wow. Avery Coleman is getting looked at a little bit here, maybe perhaps a finger.
Maybe a blister or something.
So with that, they're going to switch pitchers. With that, we're going to take a brief break. Easton Polar is back in the circle. Easton Polar giving it a go in the circle once again, replacing Avery Coleman. Might have had a bit of an issue with one of her fingers. Coleman has switched to shortstop in the meantime. And Andy Hines is at the plate. Hines a 2-run double in the first. A couple other defensive changes I should mention for Texas, as Reese Lyons has re-entered the game in right field. Andy McCohenchak is now in left. Texas has been switching corner outfielders here and there throughout much of the game. That continues. Meanwhile, Hines is ahead in the count 2-0. Rolled right to third. Got her there. Good throw by Cuevas. Right on time and right on the money. 4 more across for Pennsylvania. And Texas down perhaps to its last 3 outs. There it is, the Emerald City, Seattle. We're on the opposite side of Lake Washington. Right now you're hovering above the Puget Sound there. You saw the Space Needle off in the distance for a moment. We bring up this graphic because this is the situation. Pennsylvania has a 12-0 lead over Texas as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Pennsylvania is the home team. If the home team is up by 10 or more after 4.5, and the game is declared. So Texas down to its final 3 outs. Wants to try to extend this game.
Texas's job here is not necessarily to erase 12 runs. They need to try and put 3 runs on the board if they can to keep this within 10, under 10. It's a well-hit ball.
Yeah, high fly ball to center, just beyond Ireland Scott's reach. A towering double by Easton Polar.
Polar with a little bit of maybe frustration from the circle and playing short, and takes a great hack at that ball. I've had a chance to get out of here. Scott does a good job of, Bob does a good job of going after it, but well-hit ball.
Yeah, I think that's the most well-hit ball we've seen of this game so far.
Absolutely.
Ireland
Short hops that fence.
Ireland Scott, who just came in to play center field, greeted immediately. Jersey Bop moved to short by the way. Polar at second, Avery Coleman at the plate. Coleman with a single in the second. But Coleman was later caught in no man's land a bit between second and third, and that led to an unorthodox 5-4 lineout double play. One ball and 1 strike. Cam Westover in the circle.
Coleman here again doesn't need to try and erase the whole deficit. Really needs to focus on a quality at bat. And they need runners on. So with 2 strikes on her here and a runner on second base, again, as a hitter, allowing yourself to take a little pressure off and track the ball deeper, hitting behind the runner rather than trying to hit it hard.
Instead, waves at strike 3. Put out at first. 1 gone.
Great off speed there. Westover doing a good job of changing speeds.
Yeah, a couple of filthy change-ups.
Really great job. Ball drops off the table, and definitely challenging for one of those power hitters to stay in their legs.
Charlotte Harrell takes the first pitch. Harrell with a single in the second.
Love a single right here and try and put one on the board and keep this from being a shutout.
High in the air to right center. That gets down for a base hit. Scooped up out there by Sweeney. Hustling around. Polar is in.
Great job by Harrell there, going opposite field. Well hit ball, hits deep enough to score that runner. Great base running from the runner at second base, coming around. And Texas gets their first run on the board, and it's certainly a moral victory for them, and something they can build off of hopefully here this inning.
After exploding for 10 runs, albeit in a loss yesterday, but still 10 runs, things have gone quiet for Texas a bit till now. Addison Olchak down in the count, no balls and 1 strike. It was Olchak who hit into that 5-4 double play back in the second inning. Westover misses inside, 1-1.
Really important here that Texas stay patient and go after strikes. Avi Westover's thrown a few balls out of the zone.
Backing up, Bob. 2 away.
Anything in the air, I think Bob is going to catch. He's used to being out there in center field, so an athlete that has great ability to cover a lot of ground.
A courtesy runner coming in with Charlotte Harrell, the catcher, hoping that she gets a chance to put on the gear again, go out there for the bottom of the fifth.
As a courtesy runner for Southwest, number 3.
Olchak now at first. It's up to Kendall Beam. Trying to keep it going. Hits it right to first. Backhand, turns, flips, not in time.
Great hustle by Bain there as she gets down the line. Ball kicks away from that first baseman, and because she's running hard and has great speed, keeps this inning alive. And actually, she's an important run. She's the runner that needs to score to keep this game going.
Yep. Brings up Patricia Price. It's Ferguson trying to find the handle. Not quite finish off the play.
Great base running there, just hustling down the line.
Swinging this by Price, who popped up first in the third. Last play scored an infield single for Bain. Westover, the second pitcher used for Pennsylvania today. O'Rourke threw the first three and struck out 4.
Westover looking to get this last out and secure the victory. It's a good pitch on the outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Price really standing on top of the plate there, which can work to her advantage if she tracks the ball deep to go opposite field.
To Westover, and has no play.
Great hustle again by Price getting out of the box. Westover getting off the mound quickly to make that play, but was looking to go to third, but no one was there. Would have been a tough play for her to turn around and come back to first base, but we now have the important run at second base that they need to score to keep this alive.
Westover just had to eat the ball. Meanwhile, Reese Lyons fouls off the first pitch that she sees. Lyons struck out in the third. The 0-1. Held up. 1-1.
Westover needs to stay composed here. She's got 2 outs. She just needs to get that final out. Pressure is still on Texas to try and get something. It's a good pitch.
And now it's 1-2.
Good job. You see her, Westover, out there working her tempo and taking a deep breath. Making commitment to throw her pitch.
Addison Olchak, courtesy running for Charlotte Harrell at third. Kendall Bain at second. Patricia Price at first.
Good job again there, battling that off. Keeping herself alive. It's an important skill set for any one of our athletes to be learning and training, is a 2-strike approach. And understanding a quality at bat is still important.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is your ball game.
Big strikeout for Westover there. Great job, and secures the win.
Pennsylvania kept right on scoring right from jump. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and it finishes with this final strikeout as Pennsylvania gets the 12-1 win. With that result, that makes Pool B look like this. California already has clinched the top seed coming out of Pool B. Pennsylvania in good shape, staying in the race for second with the Philippines, who get going later on today.
Yeah, they obviously have the leading edge going in here. They've got that second win. They'll want to secure that next win and put themselves in a position to lock it down. But Yeah, it's a fight for that second spot still.
So Pennsylvania getting back in the win column after that tough loss yesterday. But boy, they took it out on Texas today, who's now 0-3 in pool play. Once again, the final score in 5 innings, 12-1, Pennsylvania over Texas. We'll see you later on this afternoon. The host squad, Washington versus Puerto Rico, the Latin America region champions. For Kirk Walker and our entire crew, I'm Troy Clarity. Thank you for joining us here. The East is the best of this game.